Welcome back, guys. I knew you'd be coming back for this episode. Yeah, we're going to be doing the centre, and it's going to be awesome. Oh, yeah. But just before we do that, I started messing around with the airport, trying to like tidy it up a bit. And I've put in what one of you described as bad, ugly, pointless roads. Like, I think he was referring to, I don't know what he was referring to. I think he was referring to like these roads. So yeah, whatever. Okay. God, please, everybody. So I just started decorating it with these bamboo trees, which I think are really nice. I really like these bamboo trees. Thought I'd put those just to kind of soften it down a little bit, and I think they look really nice. So that's really cool. And I put these side roads in just to provide a little bit of illumination at night. And then I put I hooked these roads up at the side and connected them up to this. And I just started decorating this, and I ended up putting these baby hibiscus trees in here with a little path through the middle. And then I thought, oh, you know what? We could decorate this bit like that as well. And then it occurred to me, like, hang on, like while I'm doing it, like I could kind of show you what I'm doing, couldn't I? Like at least. So yeah, you've got like these different type of trees. Then you've got also got baby varieties, and I'm using these baby hibiscus trees. It's called a variety flower tree, but they're baby hibiscus trees. They're the baby versions of. They're the baby versions of these ones. These are the big ones, and these are the little version of them. So they're slightly different colour to the hibiscus. So I guess, yeah. Whatever, shut up, just like get on and decorate. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go around the outside of this area, which hopefully shouldn't take very long. Hopefully this will look nice. Yeah, I think, like, I'm tempted with the where's my really nice Japanese, oh, it's this one, I think. Yeah, Japanese cherry blossom. So you could alternate and have these Japanese cherry blossom like in between, because it's a very similar colour, but it's just like a different texture, and you could do that. Cool. And then I'm just going to finish that off with some bamboo to try and tie it into the bamboo that I've used at the back end of the building. And there's quite a variety of size in these. We kind of want to mainly use the bigger ones. That kind of thing. I don't know, it might be a little bit too big because you got the welcome sign there. So, I don't know, I'm not sure. This here I'm going to replace with one of these big roads, I think. And there's a very good chance that this will all get replaced with something completely different, because I'm me, and you know how I am. So yeah, I think we'll just run that. Let's try and line this up, and okay, cool. All right, I think that's quite pretty, don't you? Quite like that. I might end up like doing a whole thing around here, decorating this up like elaborate gardens and whatever. We'll see. Now, just at the front, what I was thinking of doing was just putting like I'd like doing something, but doing something fairly simple. I've got these aircraft hangars, and I was just thinking that along the side by these bad, ugly, pointless roads, I thought we could just throw in some of these hangars. Now, do I want to space them out of touch? Kind of like that. Yeah, I'll find something else to put in here. I might just put. I don't know. I'll find some kind of asset. Now, before we're done, we're gonna add to the runways. Oh yes, we're gonna add to the runways. And I'm not even gonna faff around because, like, whatever. In fact, I'm not even sure these. Yeah, they're going. So we need to rotate this like this. A bit more like that, I think. And just plop that in there. And it's going to be interesting to see what these look like at night. And by the wonders of Time Warp mod. Look! Yes. But I suppose you could have one on both ends. Which we probably will have at some point. We've got complaints of electricity. What's wrong? What's wrong with our electricity? Let's figure this out before... oh, it's just that this has got flooded. Because there's some stray water floating around. Because I've been... Oh, that's why. Look at this. Now, this isn't the first time that this has happened, guys. This airport thing seems to do very strange things with the terrain. And basically, this is like the third time it's done this. It creates a block out on this side, and it also sometimes creates a block out on this side. If it keeps on doing this, we're going to have a real problem. It's kind of one of the reasons that I wanted to put in something with like a straight edge down here. So that at least then I could get rid of it kind of like nice and easily. Like that. Boom. There we go. But if that's going to keep happening, I mean, I'm not really sure what I can do about that. It is what it is. Right. Enough... oops, I always click on the wrong part. Enough about the airport. We've got a lot of work to do over here in the centre. Let's get rid of this. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to just put it over there for the time being. Just. Oh, there's water running around. Come on, water, sort yourself out. Thank you. Good. Okay. Right. This is now. Normally, I kind of would be stressing about this and thinking, "Oh man, how am I going to do this? Should I like research this offline or whatever?" But I'm not going to. I'm going to show you guys the entire process of how I put this together, because I think it's just going to be staggering. Right, I'm going to pause the game because we're going to be focusing on this, and I want it in daytime. What do I want? I want. Let's go up here, and we're going to whiz through here till I find the starting point for. Here it is. Here it is, the Apple campus, right? Which is this huge circular building, which is awesome sauce. Right, let's take it round here, and I'm going to try and figure out where I want it. So, okay, right. This, like I said, this is going to take a bit of messing around, so you're just going to kind of have to bear with it. Unless you, I don't know, if you're watching the time-lapse version, I'm probably time-lapsing it, so. Let's pop this in. Actually, I want this perpendicular. Let's use this right. So, yeah, maybe one more. I'm thinking round about there. Let's find out. So, where's my building? Where's my building? That is too far over, isn't it? Yep. Yep. Needs to go further. So, let's take this out. And I'm thinking then probably about, I don't know, maybe one back. Oh, go in there. There and there. Right, cool. So, how are we looking now? I should have taken one of those things out, shouldn't I? That, I still don't think that's far enough. Good grief. Okay, so we'll take it out to there. And this time I am going to get rid of those other two. That should be close, I think. With a bit of luck. We can, you know what, we can actually get rid of that. So we can put the darn thing in properly. Assuming it works. It's bound not to work. But now, how close is that? How close is that? Ooh. Oh. Now, I think that is fairly close. I think it wants to come back like 1. And I gotta say, I'm not even sure about that. That is pretty damn close. Am I going? Yeah. Do I move it back? No. I think that is pretty damn close. We're going to go with that. Boom, and in it goes. And it is bright and shiny, and there was much rejoicing. Now, see, I'm looking at it now and thinking, this is the entranceway here, right? I'm thinking, should the entranceway go here? And like, kind of obviously, it should, shouldn't it? Yes, it should. Now, have I got? Yeah, we're kind of pretty much lined up. So, I think what we'll do. It does tend to disappear now and then, which is just par for the course. I think I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it like a fraction. Yeah, I think I am. So I'm going to move it a fraction in that way. Boom. Right. We'll get rid of that road, and then we'll take this and we'll move it over here. Like, is that about? I think that's as close to center as you're going to get. And oh look, that looks pretty. That looks like a clock, doesn't it? Looks like a clock face. Right, cool. Now we can't run that through there, but we can run that down to there, and we'll get rid of this nonsense over here. Now, am I going to run? Yeah, I don't know. Am I going to run these out here? I think I am for now, because you'll kind of see why once we get to kind of the next levels, because this is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. Okay. Now that is a nice base for us to work from, and I think it looks really, really good. Very, very happy with that. But this thing needs 3 things. It needs like girth, right, which that is going to provide. But it needs height, and then it needs complexity and depth and stuff. I just noticed we've got a bunch of power out icons over there, but I'm not going to worry about them because I'm too excited about this. Right, so the next building that we're going to use, and this is the kind of the one that really, really got me like massively excited when I started playing around with this. The next building is the Icarus Tower. Now I've just got to find the damn thing because there are so... Oh, this is it. The Icarus Tower. Just take a look at this puppy. This is freaking huge. But on its own, you kind of look at it and you go, yeah, man, yeah. It's okay, I guess. Right. Look at what happens when I take... Now, I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to place these, but it's going to be something along the lines of this. So, that's going to go there. And this one goes there. And this one goes there. And this one goes there. Right. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to like show you what this looks like, because when I saw this for the first time, I was like, holy crap. I just think that the 4 of them just create this incredible kind of... But you know what? I think... I'm just wondering if I should have them facing in another direction. I don't know. but I absolutely love that. I think that is a beautiful centerpiece, but on its own, it's a bit too stark and plain. And I must admit, I'm wondering about the alignment. I don't know. We might change the alignment around. Where's if I can find the actual? Oh, I mean camera mode. That's why. This is something that I'm gonna play around with, and like I said, normally I would kind of be like, yeah, I should do this offline, but I think this is something that you guys want to see. So let's move this into there, and you into there, and let's bring them in a bit. And I might play around with different alignments and all kinds of stuff. We'll see. Yeah, I think, I think putting them just that little bit closer together. Oh, man. I do like that. That is pretty staggering. Right, okay, so that's kind of step 2, but there's another step to this, and I'm not entirely sure that we've finished with that. Love the whole Mirror's Edge kind of thing going on there. That is pretty beautiful. Alright, so next. Now, I've got to find this building because I don't even know the blooming name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but I think, I don't know. I think I'll probably know it when I will know it when I see it. It's not that one. I think it's further back, actually, but I've got to kind of look around. Just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. No, it's not that. It's not. Oh, now this. Oh, by the way, this, I came up with an idea using this building. Do you remember, like, the iconic scene from Star Wars? Which Star Wars was it? Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars Episode 5. Do you remember the iconic scene where the AT-AT is targeting the rebel power generator? Right. Now I know that this is kind of like more pointy or whatever than, because those were kind of round on the top, but I had this idea, like, on this island, for, like, putting, like, a bunch of these in a row, with maybe with some building in between them, to create that kind of look, and then do a whole generator thing. And maybe even adjust the terrain so that instead of being just, like, in a row, they're kind of stepped and stuff. Oh, man, I had that one. Like, yeah. I'm going to be playing around with that idea. Anyway, let's get back to this. So let's see. Where the hell is this building that I want? And it's not that. It's not that. It'll be one of these. It's not that. It's this awesome little building. I was like flicking through the buildings, and I was like, wow, we could do something with that little puppy. It's not that. It's although I'm going to say, I think I'm going to find a use for that somewhere. It's definitely not that. It's not that. It's not that, although that is very interesting. I think you could do, like, because it's like a quarter circle, I think you could do something very cool if you played around with that. But I'm not gonna do it now. That's awesome. I really like that, but it's not that. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. This is the Bifrost Tower that some people wanted me to use here, but I think it's too curly, and plus the LOD is terrible. It needs a custom LOD, but it's what it is. Is it? Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. The Avalon Hotel. Ha ha ha. Okay, right. What I had in mind for this was to put this so that it's like that, so that it's like partly in the structure. No, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure of whether it should be like partly sticking out or... And it needs to be lined up, I think, with these things, right? So that it looks part of the structure. And I think if we had a ring of those round the outside, I think we'd really be onto something. Now, the alternative would be that we could... Now, the only problem is, if I put one... Now, that's the Emerald Hotel. I've definitely got ideas for playing around with that one. Really like that. What was I doing? I was doing this. See, the problem is that if I try and place them like on opposite sides of a road, then it's facing the wrong way. So you need a road on this side for that to sit in between. Now, fortunately, it's 8 wide, so it's actually very easy to do it. Let me run a road in front of that, and then we'd want it there, wouldn't we? Yeah, we would. So let's run that in like that, and then we take our building and we'd pop it in. Oh, apparently it's not 8. Apparently it must be 9 then. Yeah, it's 9. Lemon. Let's try that again. So let's get rid of that puppy. And no. There. Run that in there and pop this baby there. So this is the alternative. The alternative is to have like 2 of these forming like entrances to the thing. Now, I don't know which is going to look better, to be honest with you. I think you've almost got to put them in and have a look-see and see how they are. But I think they look staggeringly good. I am like so tempted. Now, the problem is that you wouldn't be able to put them by the entrance, right? So that is a little bit of an issue. So let's put them in on the other side and see how another couple look. So we want it, I think there. Yeah, there. Just so that that part is on the outside and that part's on the inside. Is this? Yeah, that's how I've got this. So let's duplicate that road and see what we've got. Now, I could do this on 3 sides and do something else down by the front entrance. That is a possibility. That is a possibility. How did I do this road? So I did it like that, and then another one of my bad, ugly, pointless roads going up here. And I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. And then it's not like I put like, you know, hundreds of hours and hours into these videos and you don't appreciate it. Like, you know, I'm not saying that at all. Oh man, those look good. Although there's a bit of an LOD issue. Huh. Okay. Okay, that might... Yeah, if that LOD issue is going to persist, then we might have a bit of an issue. See, like, it should be, like, kind of... It should be like that. And it seems like when you zoom out, it goes to a mirror. There. Which... And to be honest, I don't mind that. I don't mind that mirrored look. But I just wish it was consistent You know, like it didn't switch from one to the other. I have to say, I do like this. You know, I'm gonna put in a third set. Sometimes you kinda need to like do it to be able to appreciate if it's really gonna work. So this needs to go out on this side, and I need to be able to see the bloomin'. There we go. So there. Yep. And then we do the roads thing again, and that up there, and bang in the next one. It should go there. Let's have a bit of free cam action. Oh my freaking lord! Oh my god! How good does that? Well, I don't know what you think, but I think that looks freaking amazing. It just like because you've got the curves of these kind of mirroring the curves of these. You're picking up like the angular stuff is reflected in here, and oh my god, that is a centerpiece, don't you think? Like I could be totally wrong. You could be sitting there thinking that looks frickin' awful, but I think that just looks just tremendous. The fact that you've got these kind of thin bits going down to the ground, you know, it means you're looking through the buildings, like almost from any angle. You're seeing through parts of the buildings. Oh man, that's, well, I don't know what you think, but I think that is a freaking success. Now, we could at the entranceway either try to do something with these, right? Or we could do something maybe slightly different. And okay, I tell you what I'm thinking right now. What I'm thinking right now is that we split them, or like separate them more to accommodate the entranceway and see how it looks. So we would need. See if I can get this to align the right way. Yeah, so we would need this to be like there, so that's like another say 5. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to measure this out in my head. So let's see, that would be so if I want 5, then I need to go 6, don't I? So let's try that. Let's see if that works. What the hell did I go to there for? Right, so, and actually it could come in a bit. I think that could come in a bit, but oh, and this is the, is this the wrong way? I think this is the wrong way. Yeah. So in fact, for this one, for this side, all I need to do is run this just straight up there, and then this would go straight in. Now, you know, where do we want this? We would want it. See, that's the only problem. I guess you'd have to put it like that. Which still works for me. And then you'd put the other one on the other side. Now, it's just a case of judging the width of this. What did I say? This was 9, I said, didn't I? I think. So, if... So 9 means we'd have to come out 10 units. So that would be there. That doesn't look right. That looks too narrow to me, but... Yeah, I thought it was. It needs to come out one more. Oh, God. And seriously, it's when you come up with, like, crazy, stupid ideas like this, like, whether you like it or not, like, when you come up with an idea that you like yourself, and it's like, it's kind of everything that you wanted... Oh, you know, just having that slight asymmetry for the entranceway. Oh, I kind of like. I gotta say that, like, depending on the time of day, it definitely looks better when you're kind of looking at them from this side. I think. Let's go to the free cam. Have a little bit of a look. Oh, good Lord, man! You know. How can you not like that? How can you not like that? Holy crap, that's good. I mean, seriously, guys, I think that is exactly what this city needs. Just like a really iconic skyline. These buildings are just awesome. I mean, seriously, couldn't you just look at this for freaking hours? Now, obviously, we need to do some playing around with the roads and making things kind of neat and tidy. And what I'm thinking of is, so this would obviously come out to there and then go and be hidden under there, and the same with these. So this comes across to there, and that one's already done. Although that could come in one, couldn't it? So let's do that because I do want these to be pretty neat and tidy. Now it won't go there, right? Yeah, so it's more further there. And that into there. Trim that off. What's the edge of that one? Yeah, it's there. So I need to come out one more. Right at the side. Trim the ends. Oh, trim the ends on this one as well. Boom and boom. Okay, cool. Which is all very well and good, right? But obviously having these disappearing in there isn't kind of perfect. So I think, I don't know, I'm not sure what we'll do to kind of hide that. Or if we will, I don't know, we'll see. Now I do have an idea for like decorations around here, but I'm thinking that this is probably gonna be done like, I don't know, like something along the lines of this. Which is gonna kind of format edging for the island. But I think we're going to have stuff like slightly outside. Now, hang on. That one is doing something different. Is it? That one looks like it's... Oh, yeah, of course it is, because this is wider. That's why. That's why. That's okay. I thought I was losing my bloomin' mind then. So... go and trim that. Okay, now, like, just as a simple idea, I did have an idea, because like I said, I was going to go with this hibiscus tree as a kind of a major theme in the city. So I was thinking of having, oh, let's go down. I guess I could. If I used a smaller size, like this, I could paint some hibiscus trees in. But I think it wants to be more complicated than this. I think we need like a proper design, and maybe even section this up or decorate it with some other plants or something. But at least this will give you a kind of an idea, like from a distance. Get a bit of density in there. And over here. And obviously we'll delete the ones that are kind of sticking half in and out of the building. I wouldn't leave those like that. But the thing is, they're such a distinctive colour that they really stand out in the city, and that's kind of what I want. This is kind of why I wanted this theme of the hibiscus tree running through the city, which is why I put why I use this tree in these parks, and I'm going to use it in other places as well. You can see, like from a distance, they really stand out. They're very striking. So I'm thinking that some kind of design like this, but I'm thinking to put some trees in as well. I might even go with the bamboo again, and possibly actually, you know what we could do. I'm going to do it. What I was just looking at it, and I was thinking, well, hang on a second. If you put some of these nice bamboo, like in front of this, surprisingly enough. Oh man, it's almost better off doing it bloomin' singly than using that stupid thing. I just want to see what that looks like. Oh, and the answer is, I freaking like it. Oh man, that, like, you put some trees there and it just kind of makes it seem like real, if you know what I mean. Now, obviously, we're going to have to extend this a bit, I think, because I don't want it butted up against this road, and I do want kind of like gardens and things, and I may even like soften the ramp up to here to make it a bit nicer. But like, generally speaking, and I say that, I mean, I may end up using some kind of edging system, like I used the like these things, like these, because there are other versions of this. And there's one version in particular which actually has curved pieces that we could potentially use around here, and it could look freaking awesome. But man, like, doesn't that look like one? Well, I think that looks like one building. I just think it looks freaking great. And again, like inside here, we could either find some little buildings and whatever to put in here, but we could quite easily fill this with like the bamboo trees and whatever, and well, I don't know, maybe even like some patterns with the hibiscus and things. You know, I'm really looking at this and thinking, you know, this needs to be refined. This needs to have something along the lines of, let's see, what we got, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, kinda. So 1 2. So if we did it from like there and took a path in like that, and a path on this side, what did I do? From 1 2 3 in the middle, 1 2 3, and so there. Did something like that, and then you could have like the hibiscus trees in the center. Oh, sorry, on the sides. All of these, and then in the center you could have something else to kind of. Now you could have the bamboo in the center, but I think you want something that's probably a bit more striking. Now, you could go for like another variety. You could maybe go with these green ones, for example. You could go for something much darker, like this. This dark purple's really nice. I mean, it's like an ultraviolet or something. And they are like very pretty trees. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you could certainly like bang like a bunch of these in, and I don't think it's going to look anything other than awesome. Let's fill this in a little bit more. I think we want these to be like fairly dense. To the point where I think you want this with like hardly any green showing. I want this to be like a dense... like that kind of thing. What do you think with it like sectioned like that? I don't know what you think. Well, I think it's starting to look pretty damn good. We can put some more bamboo. Now, it does have some of these. I may rework these models, and obviously I've got to rework them for After Dark, so I've got to put lights on them so that they look beautiful at night. So a bit more density on this one. But I don't know what you I think some kind of design like that is just gonna look staggering. I'm already kind of loving it. Now, there are a couple of other buildings that we could potentially utilize in this kind of situation. No, not that one. Although that, I've got to say, this is a freaking awesome building. And I mean, again, this could feature in the city, like somewhere. I don't know. I love these. I love these buildings. Right, we've used those. Now, I did mention these, didn't I? But I've got maybe other ideas for those. But I mean, you could potentially use this in some way down in there, like as a center. It's kind of a shame that we can't like plop one in to see what it looks like. But you know what? If I you won't go there. Will you go? Yeah, you'll go there. I just want to show you, because it kind of matches these, right? And having that in like the center of here, especially because what you could really go to town if you wanted to. And put like two of these like back to back, which would create a very kind of solid lower center to it. I do kind of like that. You know what? Let's play. Like, what the hell? Why wouldn't we? Let's just run that out. Let's switch to the straight tool. So, like, how deep is that? That's 7, 8. Okay. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. So let's just pop another one of these in there. Now I'm wondering, like, if I turn collisions off, like, can I get them closer together? I'm thinking not, but also what I can do I could actually mod these so that they're on smaller bases, so that they would actually sit next to each other. Or if I really wanted to, I could actually put two buildings kind of next to each other. That would kind of be really interesting. You know what? Let me move this closer like that and see if I turn collisions off, can I actually get them to? No, that's too close. That's too close. But you know what? Let's just put the two. Let's just put the two of them next to each other, and you'll kind of get the idea of what I'm yattering on about. They are very, very, very cool. And I kind of like that you get this kind of orangey core. But I know, you know, sometimes less is more. By the way, that colour kind of picks up the hibiscus trees, I think. Kind of blends in with the whole design. I don't know about those buildings. I'm pretty sure these buildings are going to feature somewhere in the city. Whether I decide to do something in here or not, I don't know. But like for now, no. For now, they're definitely not. I need to figure out like what I'm going to do for like edging this and stuff. And I need to probably sit here for a few hours and play around with the different trees and figure out what I like. See, like I'm looking at this now. It's never ending because I'm looking at this now and thinking, well, hang on a second. What about if you put some Japanese, what's it called? Japanese cherry blossom. What, like if you put some Japanese cherry blossom kind of around the bottom of these trees to make them kind of stand out more? Because against that kind of dark green background, they kind of don't stand out so well. But now you could just kind of edge with the Japanese lilac, but I don't know. I think it's kind of nice to put it all in amongst. Let's have a bit of free cam action. What do you think? Yeah, we need a bit more. Need a bit more of this lilac-y stuff. So let's take it all the way up to the back edge, and then pop some more in here like that. There we go. I must admit, I'm kind of liking the idea. I'm looking at it and wondering, would it be better just with the lilac edging? And I'm thinking, yeah, I think with a lilac, I keep saying lilac, cherry blossom. Having the cherry blossom as an edging, and then just having it solid in the centre. And I see, and then you go to the next level, which I'll show you. So let's get these put back in. So that was these, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. So boom, 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 boom. And we'll put them in like before, pretty densely. Right, that I really like. That I really like, with just using it as an edging. And now we could use that as an edging round this, but wouldn't it? I think it would be nicer to have something dark around the edge of this one, kind of like contrast it. Now you could use these jacaranda, these little baby jacaranda trees, which would, but that I think it's too similar to this. I think what would be better now, where? Now, you could use something like this, but I think that's a bit too formal, and it's not dark enough. You could use... no. The bamboo wouldn't work. There are some large bushes, these things, which could work as an edging to that. That's the white birch. Now, this is what I was actually... These palm plants. Now, they're a little large, those palm plants. Although, again, you get different sizes. Well, those are fairly consistent. And you do get slightly darker ones. I don't know. I don't know. Now, the other thing you could do is to put some of these papal trees, like, at the back. Which would also be quite a nice idea. Oh, man. I mean, seriously. You can play around with this all day. At the edge of the building, yeah, I want to take out that one and that one. And then, if I get into a place where I can actually see this. Yeah. Yeah, imagine repeating that around those 4 quadrants. And then the thing is, because I've made this quite kind of so formal, it starts to make these bamboo trees look a bit scruffy, whereas they didn't before. So I don't know. Maybe we need to put something formal around here. Now, like, what happens if you were to put these papon trees, like, all along the edge around the outside of here? Like that. Which is kind of mirroring what we're doing, because these are the same trees that are on here. And, I mean, because we've done this road going around the outside, now we could continue the, like, instead of, like, we could use that edging, or I think I'd prefer to use the other edging. The other edging isn't, like, because this is quite, I don't know, what would you call this, like, I don't know kind of what architectural style you'd call this, but it's kind of, like, fairly old looking. It's kind of like, what, 50s, 60s, that kind of thing. You know, harking back to sort of Victorian era. Whereas there's another sort which looks really, really modern. Oh, man. I mean, there's so many ideas coming into my head that I'd like to, like, try. And I don't know. I don't know whether you guys would want to kind of see that or not see that, or like do it offline, come back when you've made your mind up. I really don't know. And of course, these buildings are using these what are they called? Tall robusta trees. Where are the tall robusta trees? Yeah, back. Where are they? Oh, here they are. Tall robusta palms. Now, some of these get, like, really big, and if you actually pick out the big models, you could do something with this. So, like, let's see, that's a little one, little, fairly little. You basically just plop them until you get the biggest ones. I think those might be the biggest size. But yeah, you just keep plopping it up. And that, yeah, I think that's the tallest, about the tallest that you get. Yeah. So you plop them around. When you get a really tall one that you like, then you could, like, plop that, and you could line with just the really big robusta palms. There's all kinds of different ways you could go with this. I've got to confess that, I mean, that is pretty nice. Just having the robusta palms, and then, you know, again, you can go completely crazy and Where's the Japanese? Now, you know what? I'm going to use the brush. No, but we're going to take it down to like this kind of size. Oh, it's not painting the damn thing. Come on, paint! For heaven's sake. Oh, I've got it. Because I've got it on really, really low strength. Let's turn the strength up. The thing is, the doing it with the brush, it just doesn't work. It just does not work. Let's do it with singles then. Okay, so now you can like paint it. This is a very, very bad idea, by the way. But I'm kind of doing this for speed. Right, and so you get like a ground covering of the Japanese cherry blossom, which I think can also look really nice, especially if you like actually take your time and like edge the roads with it, and not like I'm doing it. I mean, placing individual ones, but I'm just doing this for kind of speed, just so that you get an idea. Man, I mean, so many great ideas. I mean, I'm thinking now of maybe instead of having the hibiscus, putting it, and I'm now thinking of like subdividing it and having like different flower patches of different colours and whatever, and then maybe have the papelons at the back, because the papelons look so great against this white background. Oh man, well, you know, there you go, guys. As you can see, I could go like completely freaky crazy over this kind of ridiculous detail stuff. I would love your comments. Let's go to free cam for the last bit. I would love your comments about this whole structure, and if you've got any ideas about ways that I could improve it or whatever, then definitely drop me a comment. Any ideas about the flowers, what you think looks good, what you think looks bad? Do you like the Robusta palms but you don't like the bamboo? Or, you know, do you like it more formal or less formal? Or, I don't know. Leave me a comment and let me know. I'm probably going to sit here for the next couple of hours just rotating this and like just being in total awe. And the thing is, if it looks good now, what the hell is it going to look like at night when I've updated these assets and they're all, you know, glow in the dark? It's going to be freaking staggering. Alright guys, that's it. I'll see you for the next episode. Leave me a comment. Peace out.